I'll await it first dialogue.
Alright. Also, as a note, in future reference when we're in
So,
unskippable cutscenes,
it is within.
if you bring up
The portal that brought you hither.
the auto
And
advanced
will
text
take you
box,
home.
it will just pause automatically.
Oh,
Look
good
up.
to know.
So in the
Nice.
future, if we have an unskippable cutscene, do that, and we can sync up.
Nice.
And apparently I already have advanced. Just got up now. Just had a dialogue choice.
Let's go. Oh, dialogue choice. That's even better.
What do we say then?
Well, the top one, because we
Can't
can't
stay. Let's close this loop.
This is where we part ways.
May you and yours emerge triumphant.
We'll see you in 5 minutes. You'll see
Make
us in
use of the
15,000
knowledge you
years.
have gained. That your days in Elpis and our friend's sacrifice be not in vain.
Enabling auto defense.
Although technically you might see us next week because of
With Meteon free to pursue her designs, 'tis only a matter of time until the final days are upon us. We must be ready. From fortifying our defenses to securing our escape, there is much to be done. In spite of this, we cannot allow the report that set this calamity in motion to become common knowledge. Were the masses to learn the fates of the other stars, I fear the situation would spiral out of our control. I must carefully consider who can be trusted and bring them into the fold. Ordinarily, I wouldn't hesitate to call upon the 14. However, it was the desire for a fair determination that drove Hermes to attempt to erase our memories. And were he made aware of his actions, there is no telling whether he would remain a friend or become a foe. Alternately, we might try to alienate him from the convocation. Yet in doing so, we would deprive ourselves of a brilliant mind who would be invaluable in the crises to come. Quite the dilemma. Which is why I must work independently of the convocation. Regardless of how we proceed, if we are to permanently avert the final days, we must be equal to Hermes' challenge. We must prove that mankind is worthy to exist. And this hinges, I think, on how we confront the all-consuming despair that accompanies a senseless and seemingly inevitable end. Bewildered and divided, we would perish like the peoples of those celestial ruins. We could not hope to survive the final days, much less take the battle to Meteon at her nest. We must find a way to defeat despair, to unite and prepare as many as possible for the struggle ahead. Heavy will weigh the burden of guiding this legion of souls. Yet I have faith in mankind's potential. As long as he believes in himself, there is naught he cannot achieve. So I will not give up on him, on us. You may find your world to be very different, or perhaps the erasure of our friend's memories has sown the seeds of a conjunction between us. We cannot know until the moment is at hand. So shall I strive to do my best, taking naught for granted as I walk my path. And I pray you walk with me to the end. As you move forward, so too will I. As will all, resolved to fight for the morrow.
Do you remember when you thought she might be a villain?
And when mankind has found the strength to stand against despair,
Give it a minute.
we shall silence the song of oblivion. She who sings it will learn our journey is far from over. This I promise. Fare you well, my light of the future. Till we meet again.
From this day forth, I shall strive to bring honor to the seat of Vandani.
Full song now, huh?
Even now, I remember standing there, locked in a moment where the sky is aflame. Where stars fall as tears, and screams darken the seas. Where resignation rots the trees. Where terror twists magics into abominations. Such is the lament of they who have gone before. The song of they who tried and failed to create a better world. The song of the end. That which hides at the edge of the universe is no longer Hope's creation. It is hopelessness incarnate. That day, mankind saw half of its number sacrificed to bring forth Zodiac. And covering the star in a shroud of ether, we forestalled the final days. Yet the cries echoed still. We wept for innocence lost, wailed for death inevitable. A reality too terrible to bear. And for too many who sought comfort in gilded memories of joyful days and tranquil nights.
This is all wrong! Why must we suffer so? It needn't be like this. No. There must be a way to restore things to the way they were. To reclaim the perfect paradise we once had.
No, my friends. Suffering exists, and we cannot pretend otherwise. No civilization, however great, could eliminate it. If we would live, we must accept it as our constant companion. Let us not seek to forget this tragedy. Let us carry it in our hearts, that we may grow stronger and know true happiness.
We can't accept it. We won't accept it. It will be ours again. A world free of sorrow.
No, it will not. For there has ever been sorrow. Mankind was but spared its biting sting for a time. So please, open your eyes. To try and reclaim those lives we lost by sacrificing yet more isn't wisdom. It is weakness. No paradise is without its shadows. If we cannot accept this truth and learn from our pain, then our plight shall be repeated.
O mighty Zodiac!
I think they're already tempered.
God, born of our boundless faith, we bid you, hear our prayer. Accept this offering of lives, and deliver unto us the lives we once had. Deliver unto us the days of old, the days when the star was a font of love, and we knew naught but bliss. You would destroy it? Our beautiful world?
Lands that stretched on forever. Skies one could drown in. The heartbeat of nature, silent yet strong. And amidst it all, a people. Beacons of light and life. Laughter that warmed my heart like naught else before. They are my meaning and my purpose. My love. In spite of, or perhaps because of this, I choose to believe in mankind's potential, in his ability to find a way forward. So let there be no way back. From that temptation, I sunder us. No more shall man have wings to bear him to paradise. Henceforth, he shall walk.
So was born Hydaelyn, I guess.
Can I just say how raw that line is? Henceforth he shall walk. Oof.
No more shortcuts, huh?
All is excruciating pain. I breathe fire and torment.
Time for the child that is meant to grow the hell up.
I birth a world of suffering, to mire and plague.
Man, she looks like shit.
Having a primal isn't as glamorous as it sounds, huh?
In one fleeting moment, lives come and go, ever moving towards the unknown. And in that fleeting moment, they cry for the answer to the question.
Jesus.
Why, given life, are they meant to suffer, to die?
Guess we're finally getting the answer all along, huh?
As fragmented, imperfect beings, yours is a never-ending quest. A quest to find your purpose, knowing your end is assured.
Jeez.
To find the strength to continue when all strength has left you. To find joy even as darkness descends. And amidst deepest despair, light everlasting.
So the last 15,000 years have not been kind to her, huh?
Hasn't been kind to anyone.
A conjunction has begun to form, an intertwining of your time and mine.
The ancients of old couldn't live with their own despair.
When you truly understand what is at stake,
Make us weak.
and your journey has prepared you to surmount the insurmountable, then shall I honor the promise made in another time, another age.
Back on the first.
It took a long time for the full gravity of that cutscene to hit me. And when it did, I felt really bad for ever doubting her.
Yeah, when you said give it a minute, I knew you were bullshitting instantly because you would normally just go,
No, I was bullshitting. No, not in the sense that, like, oh yeah, she is a villain. And we're like, oh, you haven't seen anything yet.
Yeah, all that time's like, oh, I don't know about Hylian. Oh, I think she's gonna be the villain. Oh, you heathen.
She literally suffered the most
Yeah.
for the good of us.
I acknowledge I was very mistaken about her, and I really feel bad about it.
She is mom in all senses.
Oh, she was our mentor in multiple lifetimes, as it turns out.
And she still is.
Yeah. All right, yeah. So that is a string of events that happened. We're back in our time.
I wonder if
We need to
Conduct a
get-
trial.
I wonder.
We need to go to the source.
I wonder if
Now.
that's her decay there is like indicative of the rejoinings. Of growing weaker as she was.
Either that or her just having to watch from afar as these worlds she created go through so much suffering of their own, because they're so imperfect now.
Herring it, her keeping walking to us, getting up, and walking towards Emmet and not giving up.
Right. That's the whole
She
point.
was literally, like, so beaten and black with blood.
It wasn't blood. That was raw despair, I'm pretty sure.
Heidelin knew everything from the beginning.
Yep.
She knew what was.
Which is why she was so gung-ho about this particular Warrior of Light over all the others.
We met,
Because we.
and she knew who we were, that we're an old friend. And all
Yeah,
that.
she knew that she fucking needed us.
Well, I mean,
And
she,
that we
she
would
knew.
and that we would need her too.
She like had a notebook of like, alright, this event. Alright, so Heaven's Ward, Stormblood, this. Okay, tell them to do this at this time.
I'm thinking about what she knows now. Imagine, like, just all the strain she put on herself to protect us when Ultima went off.
Thing is,
Right?
we just closed the time loop. She knew everything that was going to happen until now. She knows nothing.
Yep.
anymore.
Now it's an open book. It is a blank book up ahead. Time for us to write those final pages.
I think we need to go talk with Heidelin.
If she can talk anymore.
She's been talking to us plenty. Lost through crying.
Periodically, yeah, through Kryl. But we know that wasn't even with Kryl. That was very draining for her. All right, Kryl.
All that
Now I get to bust
desperation
them
to
over.
get us to try and stop them releasing Zodiac, and she knew they were gonna succeed as well.
So how long have we been gone from here? 'Cause we were in Elvis for a while.
Who knows? Anyway.
There you are! Impeccable timing, as always. I'd heard you were often the first as part of our efforts to investigate the final days. Well, as so often seems to be the case while you were away, we've had some few developments, which we can discuss in just a moment. For now, however, I cannot tell you how wonderful it is to have you back.
So
We've seen some shit, Cryo.
we went back in time, wandered with Emmet, Vanar, and Hyphlodeus. Also, for Daniel, turned out he's still a dick.
All right, beginning next quest. Woo-hoo.
Disabling auto events.
So, have you learned aught more of the final days?
Fucking everything.
So we need a spaceship.
Then the journey was well worth the risk. No doubt your newfound knowledge will be a great boon to us all. Unfortunately, during your time in the First, events here have taken a turn for the worse. The Scions are running themselves ragged, trying to contain the spread of the blasphemies, but it's a losing battle. To try and ascertain the where and why of it, Alice and Alphino have been traveling all over. Of all the regions they visited, Locus Ammonius is the one that suffered, is one of the worst affected.
What's Lucas
Pancratistinian and
Ammonius?
That's where Graha came from. It was also known as Corvos, and it's the original homeland of the Garleans before they were pushed north into that frozen wasteland.
And technically, their ancestors were also with the Evolutians.
That too, but anyway.
Pancratistinian and Graha took a detachment of allied soldiers there to offer aid and succor to those in need. But the province is vast. They only managed to visit a handful of coastal villages. It was an accomplishment worth celebrating still, but a drop in the bucket at best. In the meantime, Y'shtola and Master Matoya have been making a concerted effort to establish contact with Heidelin in the Ethereal Sea, but to no avail. As for Tataru and I, we've been keeping a close eye on the Forum. From what we gather, they've been constructing a vessel to ferry people to the moon. An ambitious project that has likely been years, if not decades, in the making. However, since we've seen no sign of it thus far, I suspect it's still incomplete. You will also recall the proposal issued by Master Fortuno to the people of Razaran. Following their discussion, Richard declared his support for the plan and urged those who wish to evacuate to accept the Forum's invitation. So far, so good. But that's where things get a little strange. Apparently, the Forum caught wind of the lunar teleporter in the Tower of Babel and decided to use it to deliver people to the moon instead of their mysterious ship. Therefore, to secure safe passage for the Hanash refugees to the tower, Alphino, Alize, Estinian, and Graha traveled to Garlemald not long ago. Trouble is, The capital was hardly the safest place to begin with. And now,
The amount of despair in that place.
the final days have come to Garlemald.
It's spreading.
Shortly after our friends arrived, they were sent to rendezvous with Master Fortuno. Then, panic broke out, and our communications were severed. From what fragments we were able to make out before the Link show went completely silent, we can only assume the phenomena has spread to the capital. The others need you. Please, you must help them.
So what we do.
It's so what I do.
Kicking.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you, just kicking the dead carcasses, the Empire.
Having you there will make all the difference. I'm sure of it. Camp Broken Glass will be their first port of call, so you'd best start there. Hopefully Lucia will know where they are. There's no telling what you'll be walking into, so you'd best take every possible precaution.
So, go to Garlemald, help our friends, go see Hydaelyn, grab a spaceship, go to space, go to the edge of the universe, beat the shit out of a hive mind, and then save Metian. Profit?
Profit.
You know,
I'm done with this plan.
You keep
The only question
saying
is, I don't know how the hell to do it.
You keep saying save Meteon, but how?
We'll figure something out. We're the Warriors of Light. It's what we do. Right? Right.
I mean, yeah.
Right. Yes.
So can we go? Also, while we're in the Ethereal Sea, can we find whatever's left of Fandaniel and strangle him?
Give me just a moment. Sorry about that. I had to help my mother understand what wires are. Anyway.
It's all right. I will await you at Camp Broken Glass. We are about to go into an instance, so I need to disband the party.
Camp Broken Glass. Where is it? There.
So she's not. Well, I say she's not much of a little girl anymore, but she hasn't been individually awake for 15,000 years.
So yeah. So are we just gonna use the bunny ship just to go deal with her, or is she already here?
Meteon isn't here.
They're at the edge of the universe. All of the meteors.
She's at the edge of the universe singing a song of oblivion that's destroying everything.
She's just amongst a swarm of meteor, one body of many. Figure out which one is her, and then save it. Because, goddamn, we need to save that child. She tried so hard. God damn.
Talk to the Lucia.
Oh, you're not here, Hades.
What do you mean I'm not here?
We don't see you. You
It's-
must be in
it's-
different instances.
Well,
Oh, well.
I'm in instance
anyway,
1.
All right, Lucia.
So,
And not a moment too soon. The skies over Garlemald are ablaze, but it's events on the ground that concern me. As you will have heard, your fellow Scions arrived ahead of you. We cut the customary greeting short after we received word that our troops on the Magna Glacius, that the Forum's airship had landed. It was then that the heavens began to burn. I dispatched your friends at once to ensure the refugees come to no harm. I would have you join them immediately. Additional support is en route, but we will discuss them later.
doesn't seem like
I trust you are ready to depart?
Doesn't seem like a coincidence that the next place targeted was the place with the moon teleporter.
To be fair, I don't think Meteon is targeting any particular place specifically. It's just where the ether is thinnest, and Garlemald is adjacent to Razathan globally, so it would make sense.
Also their people can't channel ether anyway.
That too.
Doesn't stop them from turning into monsters. If anything, it probably makes
So
them
yeah,
more
like
susceptible.
so like a massive swath of like the lands between Eorzea and Othard are just being fucked at this point.
Earlier on the Magna Glacis.
Yep. So we're gonna be controlling of an assortment of scions for this bit.
Oh yeah.
Do we get Catlon?
We'll see.
Hello, Blasphemy. What do we got here?
Power of Babel still.
No,
Here.
no. We were promised an escape. Not the same doom we fled.
Ugh.
I shall not meet my final days here in this blasted waste. Calm yourselves. Your panic is our greatest enemy. Come, we must build a line of defense.
I don't think they're listening, horse.
Estinian and Alpha.
Justinian and Alfie.
Leave the fighting to us, Father. You must lead the people to safety.
Attaboy, Estinian.
I can handle this pair. You?
Shall tend to the refugees. Let us be about it.
As you wish, my little lord.
Alpha No turned up so much.
My little lord.
So we're playing as Alpha now.
Alfie!
We're tending to the refugees.
I don't know how Sage works, so take a second.
I don't know how to say
What?
it.
I'm seeing lots of
I
lines.
command the beast's attention. See to the wounded.
Diagnosis, cure, own HP, SMA
Help is at hand.
Restores target HP. Oh, I'm on the restore.
I guess we're mainly supposed to be doing healing.
First things first is heal people.
Heals the peoples. Oh,
That's hot jump bomb.
Leave it to me.
It's my lasers.
eat all the lasers. Nope. No. Calm down. Nope. Damn it. Damn.
And Fortuno's over there actually using healing magic.
You
Easy now.
calm the night
Deep
tits.
breaths.
Calm down.
You're safe now.
Calm. Calm. Just calm.
There, Fortuno.
The refugees, but for yourself.
Good. Now go. Get out.
Justinian, take heals.
Justinian. I love how one of them's called Levier Diagnosis.
Yeah, that's like a augmented version that like heals, but also like does healing over time or something. Levier Dosis 3 provides damage over time.
Indeed.
Justinian, move out of that AoE. It's not time to do what you're doing.
Nope. Take the heals. Take them.
Hey.
use that barrier.
Prognosis is an AoE heal.
No.
I need to look away.
Fuck.
What?
Dude, everything is attacking him, and I can't keep up with the heals.
Well, yeah, he's the thing. Prognosis is the good one. You also have a cooldown heal, True Call, that's pretty good. But Diagnosis is like the good single target heal. Hurt me.
No, you keep your dust. You take your medicine.
Alright, the Analyzer is dead. We're not done yet, Mark.
Assuming they're doing checkpoints.
Yeah.
That innovation that came with the end of Shadowlands.
Son of a bitch.
Help! Someone, please!
What?
Go, Alfie, go.
Oh, that's a beholder.
Looks more like Catastrophe from FF5. Same model as the one used for the Mega Raid, actually.
Don't. I don't want to die.
I never
Forward!
thought
Let not a single fiend escape!
I never thought I'd say this, but fuck yeah, Guardians.
Get him, Euless!
Never been so happy to see a Guardian Legion
Wait,
in my
that's-
life.
Euless and the army. So, you've recovered
And
then?
everything because I had to restart. God damn it. Ah, that's that.
In time enough to be of aid. For once.
Here, have a shield.
We can speak of it more later. For now, we must
Have a
fight
shield, Estinian.
to repay your salvation in kind, or with better! For Garlemald has her pride!
I guess we're fighting with the Empire now.
That was happening for the benchmark trailer.
Of that I've no doubt.
It's you did leg it now.
Good gods. Of all possible saviors, the Imperial Army. Oh!
I see Alize still just spamming limit breaks.
I had hoped to take all of them down at once.
She has no limits too, bro.
Think a withdrawal might be in order?
Oh, sod that. You know who would never abandon these people to their fate.
I'm not Voldemort, you know.
To be devoured by their former friends. That'd be beyond cruel. These beasts must fall here and
Going.
now.
Have a shield.
Well then. I'd say
away.
it's high time we threw caution to the winds.
Thank you.
So long as you spare me the heroic sacrifices.
Yep.
Now, let's go!
Of course, we've got working together. The Warrior Flight's biggest fanboy and biggest fan girl. As a... your
Right.
shit.
Ah, Red Mage.
So, Velfire
Nice special.
combo... Scorch combo... Savior...
Come on, Estinian, put it down.
Okay, we heal. own damage, and limit break.
On the steady and put it down.
Thank you.
Please tell me I'm done. Okay, that looks like it.
Stab, stab you, stabbity stab. Stab. Alright, so.
What is that eye thing?
Go hard, take some heals. Ow. Stab. Stab.
I'm not saying. I'm not saying. I heard it too.
Oh, this is gonna be back. Ow. Alright. Okay, it's fine.
Just today.
Thank you, Roha. Stab. Stab. Stab me. Stab. Other side.
I'm not done yet.
Nothing to worry about.
Red mage. Yes.
Ooh, limit break time.
The air crackles with energy. Find cover!
God, that limit break looks cool.
As they say,
Alright, Alizé, time to blind everyone. Let's go.
on guard.
I'll wait you at the first dialogue box. Oh, this is a different limit break.
Alizé has her own thing.
Of course she does. Vermilion Pledge, not Vermilion Scourge.
There's not the barest trace of ether. Maybe
So the
there
way that
really is
Garahachi
no way
is
to
lying,
bring them
and we can
back.
Give Hades a chance to catch
Go,
up.
auto advance.
I'll advance. Go.
Thank you for saving our lives once again. I remember you, from Purusha. You helped us there too, didn't you?
Ah, you're from Palaka's stand. I'm glad you're still in one piece. Or you will be, once I see to that injury of yours.
Another one.
Look out!
Ooh.
A few ribs.
Is Grandpa us from the trailer?
Yep.
Get out of here!
Straight up.
Quickly. I won't lose them. Not a one. This will be a brighter future. I won't let a madman's
bro.
apocalypse ruin everything we've fought to achieve!
Translate. Fuck you, then, Daniel.
Get it together, Alize. You're embarrassing yourself. And in front of Father, no
Oh, don't
less.
sell yourself short, sweetie.
You might never measure up to our champion. But we ask too much of her as it is. You mustn't let our sword in the darkness
of us.
fight alone.
Well, if I just walk slowly just because we know everyone else kind of has this handled and we can afford to make a dramatic entrance.
Hey guys. Sup? I heard you had a bit of a problem.
Hi guys, I'm a time traveler now. What's up here?
And this is precisely why you should never skip your squat regimen. What do we want to say?
I'm tempted to see what her reaction is on that third one.
I picked the second one on my first run through, but I wouldn't mind going with the third one this time because I'm curious too.
Alright, let's
Shall
go
we,
for it.
Tom?
Let's go for it.
Okay.
It's not what
This
Nate
is
would say,
precisely
but
why
I'm
you-
curious.
This is precisely.
Alright, let's never skip our squat regimens. Alright, I picked it.
I can look after myself, you know.
Everything's in order? I trust?
I've had enough of this rabble! Come on!
Alright, guys, time to kick ass. I got my new chainsaw scythe.
I got the same bow as
Rio for
always.
the
It
ages.
really works. Fuck you to the face.
Charge!
I like how Garahachi is just excited that he's fighting with this trio. Trio for the ages.
We're all idiots, so this is okay.
Just the beginning.
Damn! I just got to do the bountiful harvest. That thing was awesome.
Now I'm gonna stand next to you.
It's done.
I had a feeling I'd find you.
Die so much faster with Warrior of Light present.
This should be the last of the worst troublemakers. With me!
What's up, Justinian? In chat.
Taking a little while even with Warrior.
It's a little chunky.
The good thing is being trust style is that they all know where to go.
Alpha, I'm not leaving you healing to you. I'm the white mage.
I am in your debt.
George, you ain't stealing my thunder, you fish.
Oh shit. I'll kill him.
Where were we?
Go down.
Damn it.
And down it goes.
I've almost got it. It's at 5%.
GG Scion, thanks for party.
And down.
Nice. Duty complete.
You must board without delay. The ship
got me
will depart
worried,
ere long.
I'll be waiting on Fortuno's dialogue box.
I would appreciate it. I only just got done loading, so.
Yep. You must board without delay, the ship will depart in well.
Something still got me worried. Where is Xenos? You think he'd love all these monsters?
Middling prey for him at best.
Alright, I'm at the dialogue.
Yep.
Alright, I'm there. Let's go.
Your offer to host us in Sharlayan is most appreciated. But will the final days not soon fall upon it as well?
Your hesitation is not unwarranted. The satrap entrusted me with your lives, yet I have failed your comrades. Nor are you wrong to fear that this corruption will continue to spread. I cannot promise you complete safety, even in my homeland. What I can promise is that I will do all in my power to protect you. That power is not inconsiderable. Even now, my countrymen are preparing the vessel that will deliver us to a sanctuary on the moon. Join us on our journey there, and beyond, to new horizons. Come to old Sharlayan. Please.
I wanted to use the Tower of Babel, but the final day has made that infeasible.
We would be fools to refuse such a generous offer made in earnest.
It seems they've a new destination.
The people of Radzat-Han have known too much suffering. The march to Garlemald will only bring them more, short though it may be.
I quite agree. Fortunately, they have you to look after them.
Yes. Well.
Behind you! Just there!
Is it? That...
More of them.
Isn't that... Oh. Hi. Shit.
Xenos! Here!
I called it!
You didn't call anything. You asked a question, and then he just happened
You'll
to
be
show
alright.
up.
Hurry to the airship.
Everybody stay back. I got this.
Why have you come?
A heretofore unseen beast. 'Twas ripe for the slaying. Poor sport, alas. Unfit to temper my blade.
Not enjoying your apocalypse you created, you shit.
Oh, for the love of... You cannot still be on about a rematch.
That
Don't have time
is
for
and
this.
has ever been my sole concern. You, on the other hand, are fixated on a different quarry. Your passion pales before mine, yet neither hate nor despair seems sufficient to recapture your misdirected bloodlust. So, I hone my blade, and I wait.
That's it. That's all you care about. Garlemald is in ruins. Our homeland, the nation you rule, is as good as gone. Along with so many of its people. Not just soldiers like us. Not only those who fought and killed for power and duty. Innocent civilians. Murdered by their own flesh and blood. Lost and confused as they breathed their last. While we who survived with our lives and minds intact were left to freeze to death. The Eorzeans tell me all this was your doing! You slaughtered your countrymen! You did! For what?
For nothing, in the end. So much wasted effort.
You You bastard!
For your own sake, Eulus, you must control your anger. It will serve no one should it consume you and see you transformed.
Would you be happier had I a good reason?
What?
If my motives met with your approval, would you no longer resent the outcome? If so, then perhaps a beast's skin would suit you better. Duty, honor, morality. All constructs of convenience when put to proof. Surely the war taught you how easily power becomes the tool of the self-righteous. How the people's justice was merely a means to their ends? Yet you would ask me why. Ask any creature of this star and those above for answers, and they will tell you what suits their fancy. And they would be right to do so. What meaning there is to be found in the petty vicissitudes of your existence must be gleaned by you, and you alone.
On that single front, I think...
Should you seek it in battle in the fruitless pursuit of my demise, then come. Assume your rightful place as a notch on my blade.
On that front, he chose to be an ass.
You are a blight on the Garlean race, and there would be no more
Don't do it.
satisfying way to expunge it than by beating you to death. But I will not be party to another tragedy. I refuse to lose anyone else because of you. So go. Go! And may we never suffer your madness again!
Xenos! Perhaps you found meaning in living this way. I cannot deny you found strength. Yet if you only pursue your hedonistic pleasures and pay no heed to the plight of others, then no one will give you the time of day. You will never get what you want, not even the battle you pine for so dearly. You'll be alone for an eternity, and you'll deserve every agonizing second of it.
Hell yeah, Alizé.
We're ready to depart. The refugee ships will be leaving shortly, but I've asked mine
Get
to
a
remain
spoiled
for the time
child.
being.
What truly made him be like that?
There's room enough for you to join me on it, if you wish. Do contain your surprise. I needn't agree with the Scion's methods or intentions to acknowledge that their deeds are deserving of gratitude.
We appreciate the offer. But might I ask why you are delaying your departure? I presume it is not solely for our benefit.
I must visit Garlemald ere we return to Sharlayan. Having caused such an uproar, 'tis only meet that I explain myself to the Ilzabard contingent.
Allow us to accompany you then. We should be glad to facilitate, given our familiarity with all concerned. If you would like to join as well, Eulus, we can speak of recent events on the way.
He'll be after your seat on the forum next.
I also like how you can see the rings under Fortuna's eyes. This guy's fucking exhausted.
Stinian's just like, yeah, he's gonna be better than you.
Stinny would be the one to say that. The pseudo big brother figure to half know he is. So Xenos is wandering around feeling sorry for himself because we don't want to fight him.
He's not feeling sorry, he's just bored.
Alize is also giving him a whole bunch of shit to think about now.
Yeah, like that's gonna do anything.
I don't give a shit.
He's got nothing but time to think, so you never know.
I don't.
You know, if you're gonna just wallow here, you might just kill a bunch of these things.
I'm beyond giving a shit that he wants to fight and that us killing him would make him so fucking happy. He just needs to go.
He's already killed himself once. So it's not like him dying is gonna change anything. He'll just find another body.
If he wants to come back or not.
All right, Alize. I think it's the first time he came back, it surprised him. Anyway,
anyone nearby to just toss him into a black hole or something. Get out of that, you shit.
To see Xenos standing there, so uncaring and unrepentant. God, I don't know what came over me. I just blurted out the first thing that came to mind. But looking back on it, I stand by those words. I would say I hope they won't entice him to further villainy, but to be honest, I doubt he even remembers what I said. Anyway, enough about all that. It's good to see you again.
Yes. We got a whole plethora of villains still to deal with.
I got a new weapon. Let us see it.
What's mine look like?
Mine looks like a steampunk bird.
Magitech bow.
Doesn't sound the same.
It's very steampunk indeed. I won't be keeping it, but it's this thing.
Yes.
Okay. Lucia.
All right, Lucia. Like we're all on the exact same page.
Talk to us.
No major injuries then. Good. I briefed the recovered soldiers and sent them on their way as quickly as I could, but nevertheless feared they would not make it in time.
You're still done.
The additional support was invaluable. Your men saved more than a few lives. Though not all, I regret to say.
I take it that I am addressing Lucia Junius. I am the Forum's envoy, Fortuno Leveilleur. and you are owed an explanation for these most dire developments.
Another trial wrought by the final days. I was beginning to suspect as much. You doubtless feel some consternation having been forced to abandon your original plan. But trust me when I say you were right to send the refugees elsewhere. Beasts have been sighted within the capital. Perhaps it was a stroke of grim fortune that the population was decimated beforehand, as they've yet to appear in any great number, but in time. In any case, Maxima leads the remainder of the contingent in an effort to cull the creatures and evacuate the populace as we speak. Once the airships have taken to the skies, I pray your men can be persuaded to join him.
You'll permit us to retain our weapons?
I wouldn't have sent you after the Scions were I expecting you to stab them in the back.
And I, for one, would not consider past transgressions more relevant than future contributions. Regardless of the circumstances that saw us at odds before, we need men of courage now, more than ever.
We swore to defend Garlemald, and so we shall.
It seems you have everything under control. You will excuse me then, for mine own duties await.
A moment, Master Fortuno. You did desire to express your appreciation for services rendered, did you not?
I did. Though if you intend to again ask that Sharlayan alter its course, you will find my gratitude insufficient.
'Tis nothing so onerous. I wish to hear the details of this grand endeavor of yours.
Do you swear to listen and to learn, and not to embark upon some scheme to impede us?
I swear.
Any other I would doubt, but you I trust to keep your word. For not once have you broken it. Very well. I will request that the Forum make you privy to our plans. You may await our summons at the Baldessian Annex, assuming the decision is in your favor. Does that suffice?
It does. You have my thanks.
Excellent. You can regale us with tales of your most recent sojourn to the First while we wait.
I should tell thank you about ears.
Did you hear something just now?
Something's coming.
It's a locker. It's hi.
Why is there a rabbit here?
It's Pudding Way. Why? What? Huh?
Where,
Kill it now!
Stars blasted pudding!
Why?
That lightning flash was perfectly timed.
Can I kill it now?
No.
Can I?
Down, boy.
Dawn
Why are
may
there rabbits
banish
there?
even the darkest night.
Oriange, why did you bring your rabbit cult?
And to this bitter clime bring warmth and comfort.
Oriange?
'Tis heartening to see such an assembly upon my return. I thought often of you whilst I looked down upon our star's brilliance from the moon above.
Yes, but what are you doing here? And dressed like that? Aren't you cold?
It's you in shorts, Salazar.
Verily, I fear for my health should I proceed to expound upon our purpose
God.
ere I procure more suitable garments.
That's not healthy.
Allow me to summarize. We're
Oriange,
here because
goddamn.
none of you lot are up there. Nor has anyone deigned to send word about any changes in the plans. It's rude, is what it is. At least that's what I thought at first, but then folks got to wondering if you weren't in a spot of bother, so we decided to take matters into our own hands. Come down here and help, if our help be needed. Sushi says, but it's also something of a convenient excuse to visit Aetheris. Oriange made it sound absolutely marvelous. More so before the impending doom, but still. And it's not like there will ever be a better time. What with the aforementioned doom?
Marvellous, they say, yet not an ounce of pudding to be found. I must suffer Oriange's inferior works no more.
Maybe consider the plight of present company before you go blabbering on about pudding and doom.
You can dropkick that one.
Pudding and doom.
As I was saying, should you require any
Oriange
assistance with
cooked?
whatever, we are at your disposal. We were born from Hydaelyn's love for the lives of this star, so naturally we would much prefer to see them continue. Twiddling our thumbs up on the moon is hardly conducive to that, though, is it? Not when you've all got such precious thoughts and feelings and hopes for the future deserving of more active preservation. Speaking to Oriange made us realize that while we've carried out our duties to the letter, we've failed to fulfill them in spirit. From there, it was just a hop, skip, and a jump towards resolving to do better. So please, show us how. Help us help you.
When we meet Vanar next, we need to have a word about this.
Forgive me.
Why?
But are they...
Why the bunnies?
Because they're cute.
Thy distant collaborators, indeed.
And cute is relaxing.
So we fortunately doesn't
fellow,
even
well
know who
met.
he was talking to on the moon?
You'd be a member of the Forum, would you? It's an honor and a pleasure to meet you at last. I'm Livingway, Hydaelyn's right paw. That last bit is very important. As am I, if I may humbly say so myself.
I bid you welcome to our star, Livingway. On behalf of the Forum, I thank you for traveling such a distance to meet us. As you have surmised, preparations for the Exodus have not proceeded as smoothly as we had hoped. I should be happy to personally escort you to our headquarters in Sharlayan, where you may advise us as you deem fit.
I'll make them bunnies. Can't wait to see the looks on their faces.
'Twas with reluctance that I set aside the great work of readying the moon for habitation. Be assured that I did so only after the Loperites made plain their earnest desire to come hither, and I myself felt a growing certainty that their contributions here would prove invaluable. 'Tis trite, perhaps, but I followed my heart.
What do we say?
Both are.
Either way, we're mocking him.
May thy disciples banish this darkest. Okay, I like the second one.
May thy disciples banish this darkest of nights.
I am no esteemed philosopher of Eld. Nevertheless, 'tis my hope that what little knowledge I shared shall serve them well, and perchance help save us all.
Very convenient.
Will thou attend us at the forum and lend thine own wisdom?
Verily. Putting away in the background.
If that's all quite settled, can we start moving before Urianger catches his death? Even I'm freezing out here.
Oh, I dare say you'll warm up quickly once you're aboard the airship. Sat shoulder to shoulder with our fur-covered friends.
Cuddle pile on Alizé with all the rabbits.
Freaking rabbits.
I love rabbits.
What? It's almost my headcanon that she created them, one, because she knew they'd be adorable and perhaps serve as some comfort, but also she thought, what caretaker could I make on the moon that would make Emmett Selk explode in indignation?
Just a little practical joke against him if he ever stopped by. that really sounds like Vana.
Question.
Little prankster that she is, yes.
You know, thinking about it, now that I think about it, the Ascians could have gone to the moon. We saw Elidibus on the moon, right?
Yeah, they could go there whenever they wanted, and they probably did on occasion just to meditate. They just dare not free Zodiark prematurely until he was complete, in case, we have.
So how come they didn't go and kill all the rabbits?
Maybe they didn't know the rabbits were there. Maybe they just didn't deem it to be a useful use of their resources.
And also, the whole idea of the place was a lifeboat to save people from the final days, which isn't exactly against their motivations.
So they're like, you know what? We don't like Heidelin, but that particular goal of hers lines up with ours, so we'll let that sit. Anyways, Urianger. I dare say Master Forshno was as nonplussed as we to learn the identity of Heidelin's lunar custodians. As he will soon discover, they have much and more to offer the Forum.
Good, he can go insane instead of us, it's fine.
Might I suggest we return to the Annex forthwith? We may yet have time to discuss thy recent adventures ere we are summoned to the Rostra. Boing.
Right.
Freaking rabbits.
And rabbits.
For some reason, the reactions you guys are giving here are almost reminding me of how you guys reacted when you met Moglin in Eno.
I mean, Elementary Hades, I didn't react negatively to the Moogles until they parked my airship against a tree.
I rolled for that. I straight up made a roll for that.
And okay, how about when you guys had I know one part of it with those Moogles that you enjoyed, when they turned me into a friggin' butterfly.
Wasn't it a frog?
No, it was something flying.
Yeah,
the whole point was to transform me into something I could use to get up high.
To get into the inn, yeah.
It's that moment where it was up against the tree, it's like, I really should have seen that coming. The Moogles, of course, they've leaned against a tree. Damaged it for a third of its health.
Alright, this next cutscene is not voiced, so I shall voice
Disabling the audio events?
Go thy voice actor, do thy thing.
I shall.
Oh no, my wand!
Where the hell was Thanker throughout that whole thing?
Brian Corvos. Alright, we at the dialogue?
Yep.
Aye.
Not that I'm complaining, Urianger, but I wasn't expecting to see you quite so soon. Nor I thee. In extolling the virtues of Atheris, I did inadvertently awaken in the Loporrits a desire to avert our beloved star's demise.
Kryl tells us you have obtained new knowledge that may aid us in our ongoing efforts. I've news to share regarding our study of the Ethereal Sea, but your findings are certain to be of greater interest, so I would rather hear them first.
There's a little bird girl we need to save, otherwise Mika's gonna kill everyone in the room than herself, so...
To what revelations did Hydaelyn's Elpis flower lead?
So I adopted the Destroyer of the Universe.
Elidibus died again.
Well, if this is Mika's first deal of childhood, I am concerned for how Rosa turns out.
Then this dynamis is what drives the final days. If it and Akasha are one and the same, this all but proves Nidana's theory. We're an entity, through sheer force of emotion, to channel this vast, dormant reservoir into a raging river. Its power might surpass even that of ether.
But if our star is so replete with ether, said entity would need to be outside its influence to effectively manipulate the dynamis of the great expanse.
Meteor. Or rather, the sorrow and suffering of fallen civilizations that she has been hoarding for millennia. Untold anguish and fear and hatred drawn from every corner of the universe, all for a single purpose: the destruction of Atheris. Then our foe is no longer some unknowable calamity. We have but one aim: to defeat Meteon.
You make it sound so simple, but you're not wrong. Vanquish Meteon, and we deliver the world from the final days. But to even attempt it, there are two conditions.
Alright, we gotta kill her.
First, we must determine her location. Before Meteon escaped, an enchantment was placed upon her by Vinar, the woman who would become Hydaelyn.
We can pull her from the hive mind and kill her sisters, it's fine.
The implications of temporal magics are not entirely understood, and so we cannot assume that our Hydaelyn and the Vinar you met in Elpis are one and the same. Nevertheless, due to her intrinsic qualities as an all-powerful being, I'd wager that Hydaelyn possesses the knowledge we seek. Whether she would share that knowledge with us, however, remains to be seen. After all, she intends for us to flee Atheris, not to stay. Do you suppose she has abandoned her pursuit of Meteon?
She put a tracker.
What do we say?
Top one. She knows where
Well,
exactly where she is.
Never give up. Yeah.
That's my impression too. Otherwise, she wouldn't have used me as a conduit for her will, or provided clues such as the Elpis flower. I believe she has been waiting.
There's one curious thing I still have about the whole time travel thing. Elidibus said that he saw us there. That's how he knew we had to do it. We never met Elidibus in the past.
That will get addressed another time.
For mankind's answer to Hermes' question.
So, what's the second condition?
We must find a means to reach Meteon. Naturally, our chosen method will depend entirely upon wheresoever she has made her nest.
Then communing with Hydaelyn must by necessity come first. Did you and Master Matoya have any luck with your investigation into the Ethereal Sea?
Sadly not. Though we enlisted the help of Orenvold and other Echo-blessed allies, we couldn't detect so much as a whisper from Hydaelyn, even from within the Anti-Tower. Master Matoya is of the opinion that in the years since abandoning it, the Forum has found some other method of receiving instructions from Hydaelyn. If so, it would most likely be some form of apparatus for observing the Ethereal Sea built closer to home.
Sorry to interrupt. You just received word from the Forum. Your presence is required in the rostra.
where they intend to discuss the Great Exodus. Then Father was able to persuade them.
They're finally taking us seriously. Let's hear what they have to say.
Give us a way to talk to Benar.
Or Heidelman's left over.
Well, Highland, Benar, Highland. I think it's very much interchangeable.
It's been a very long time since we talked to her. The real
Elidibus was the heart of Zodiark and was basically the same when he hopped in as when we faced him. Just with amnesia troubles.
Till they got...
Eidolon's a bit different. She didn't draw her power from an immense cacophony of voices like Zodiark did. People who summoned her were a much smaller faction. The carefully considered trusted that she brought into the fold.
So she literally made mankind weaker to teach us about despair.
Also
to teach us how to live with it, how to overcome it through force of will, rather than buckling under our own emotions because we were used to perfection and were basically spoiled children.
On top
what she did is she taught us to grow up.
That was on top of imprisoning Zodiac through it so that, you know, he couldn't cause any more harm, but the final days could come back either, and preventing the split everyone's souls so that, you know, a lot of people and souls wouldn't be extinguished to Zodiac.
Long story short, she's the biggest damn hero in this franchise.
Yep.
Alright. The forum is in session, and as such, the rostro is closed to visitors.
We're here to talk to them, dumbass.
Scion of the Seventh Dawn? Very well. You may wait in the corridor. Of course, entry will only be permitted upon on the condition you leave your armaments at the door. Lest you forget, the sacred institution holds rational discourse in the highest. The implements of war are expressly forbidden.
Does it mean we have to leave Thanatos outside?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine with me. I don't like politics. Here, you want my scythe? Here, take it.
Embedded in the face.
And then all of our efforts were immediately rendered pointless.
It's fine. Given the scythe, just don't mention the fact you can summon it at any fucking time.
I didn't say it was going to end up in him.
The thing is, it's a pointless thing
in the wall next to him.
Because one, you can summon Caius. Two, in Eno, you can summon a scythe at any time.
That specific scythe, at least.
Yeah, but still, you can always be armed.
And here, I got an avatar that I can call on. I don't need him, but...
This cutscene is voiced.
Pretty well then.
I have enabled auto advance.
Enabling auto advance.
I love how the Vieira don't have the hats.
Because they can't wear hats.
I know.
Intense Alfie stare.
There is a matter I wish to raise with you before we enter. We are here to listen and to learn. But if the Forum's plans are more or less what I expect, then I should like to make a proposal that will serve our ends. By your leave, of course.
I don't see why not. Your words and wits have gotten us this far.
Agreed. I will present our queries so that you may consider the most advantageous way to advance your proposal without distraction.
Thank you, everyone.
If I may have your attention, the ad hoc session will now commence. The purpose of today's assembly is to brief the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, at their request, on the Great Exodus. You may enter. On behalf of the Forum, I commend your heroic actions on the Magna Glaciers. We shall not soon forget your service to us and the people of Radzad-Han. The Satrap, whom we have informed of the refugees' new arrangements, sings your praises as well. As an expression of our gratitude, we will endeavor to answer your questions as fully and openly as we are able.
Then let us begin. First, it is the Forum's objective to ferry the life and knowledge of this star to the moon. Am I correct?
You are. It is for this purpose that Sharlayan has labored these many long years. We have collected biological samples and scientific records from across the star. When the time comes, they will be moved from their places in Labyrinthos and Numenon and conveyed to safety. Once that critical task has been accomplished, we will begin transporting the Sharlayan citizenry, which has been categorized into groups. The earliest arrivals are to ensure hospitable environs for those who come after. Following our people, we will send those of other nations in turn, beginning with our allies. Radzad-Han was foremost among these, but since the final days have already come to Thavnair, we saw fit to include the refugees with earlier groupings.
An ambitious plan. You have accounted for the safety of all nations and tribes, then?
As many as we can.
And how, pray tell, do you decide who to leave behind?
To journey beyond the sky is an unprecedented and immeasurably difficult endeavor. Introducing sources of inevitable conflict would condemn all to certain death.
Questions as to the validity of that approach aside, are your plans proceeding apace? We're under the impression that your primary means of celestial transportation is incomplete.
If only in that it does not meet our optimal parameters, that is correct. This Ark, as some have taken to calling it, is fully operational and could be launched even today. However, the final days have progressed more quickly than we anticipated. At present, the ship is incapable of attaining speeds sufficient to meet our evacuation targets. Should we put the vessel into service, as it is now, we will be unable to travel to the moon and back quickly enough to complete the necessary number of trips. Precious lives and knowledge will be lost.
Seven hells. Is there anything to be done?
The ether burner, the primary means of propulsion once the craft is in the space between stars, is undergoing testing to determine whether it can be made more efficient. Though cargo is being loaded for the initial phase of the Exodus, we are prepared to continue our experimentation up to the day before launch, should it prove necessary.
What if the Scions were to solve your problem? We shall help devise a means to improve the ether burner's efficiency, on 2 conditions. If we succeed, you must allow us to meet with Hydaelyn.
'Twas simple enough to deduce. You have a Concord, and so you would never have abandoned the Anti-Tower had you no other means of communication. One far more convenient, I suspect.
The second condition, also to be met upon our success, is that we be permitted to propose another use for your Ark.
Take it to the edge of the universe.
We would be at liberty to refuse this proposal.
If it can't bloody make it to the moon in good time, how the hell
Of
are we going to
course.
make it there?
If we cannot prove its merit to the 99 here, who are we to stake on it the lives of all peoples of this star?
Delightful as always, Master Alfino.
I like him.
Oh, we couldn't have asked for a finer plan. Allow us to solve this complex engineering problem of which we were entirely unaware until moments ago. What could possibly go wrong? The satire writes itself. Yet, what field has not benefited from a change in perspective? When we are at wit's end, what we need is not the same dry theories recited ad nauseam, but fresh inspiration. I, for one, have faith in my erstwhile students to provide it, and I find their terms to be perfectly acceptable.
Order! Order! We have no time to waste on debate. I call a vote. All in favor of agreeing to the Scion's terms?
I better see your hand, portion of.
"71 in favor, 28 against. The ayes have it.
Nope.
Fortuneau, as the architect of this project, you are the best candidate to show them its current state. And bear in mind that regardless of your personal misgivings, this is the will of the Forum.
Very well.
I call this session to a close. Return to your tasks with urgency. The final days wait for none.
Alright.
By bring herself to vote in favor, huh?
Sorry for not letting the rest of you in on my plan. I was, admittedly, thinking on my feet for the most part. But since we require both a means of communing with Hydaelyn and reaching Meteion, in the spur of the moment, I saw involving ourselves with the completion of the Ark as a way to work towards both objectives simultaneously. However, we must first keep our end of the bargain by solving the problem of the ether burner. I'd like to think it's not a challenge beyond our combined expertise, or at least the expertise of our extended circle of associates. It might behoove us to learn how an ether burner actually works before we attempt to improve it, though. You think?
I mean, it's not like the first thing we've created. Like, we created an ether, like, battering ram. Like, get Sid,
If we're
Y'shtola, and
working
Matoya.
on the engine of a spaceship and we don't contact Sid, he won't talk to us ever again.
Indeed. Probably get
As
Matoya with her expertise.
As instructed, I shall take you to see the ether burner. Meet me outside the Archean. I trust you can make your own way there.
I trust the door won't hit you on the way out.
So the Ark is being built in Labyrinthos. Hardly surprising. Where else could they conceal such a massive undertaking? The lowest levels, aye.
Hence why no one was allowed there.
Why it was so secret that even Archons were blind as to what was happening.
Still, these are level 88 quests, so we're close. We're getting quite close.
Yep. Second to last dungeon is fairly imminent.
Imminent.
Yeah, got 2 more dungeons and 2 more trials to go before we've reached endgame.
Wait, 2 more trials?
Yeah.
2 more trials?
There's 3
2 more
trials.
dungeons?
We've done 1 trial.
2 more dungeons, 2 more trials.
Damn.
Our destination lies in the lower levels. The Forum, in its wisdom, has granted you access to the Archean's lift. Step inside and have Orphaline take you to the medial circuit.
Remember when we tried to sneak into this?
We got arrested.
We just walked in through the front door and they're like, hey, let us use your elevator. And they said no.
No, when we tried to, like, get one of the gleaners to sneak us on there or something.
Yeah, and he said, well, I can't really pass you off as wards when I've already done all my shit. Aaron Val.
You wish to use the lift, yes?
Yes.
I presume the final trial would be whatever weird demented form the hive mind takes form of for a big final competition.
I have sent your associates ahead to Logisticon Alpha, on the other side of Mariel Agagaga. Actually, there is something I have been meaning to... No. Never mind, it can wait. Let us attend to the matter at hand.
Careful, no, you might have feelings or something.
I have a theory.
Huh?
What?
I just thought of it. Was Xenos popping up when he did? What if Xenos was looking for something worse than Zodiark to take over?
That is a terrifying thought.
Takes over whatever Meteons become.
If he goes near my daughter, I will never forgive the developers.
That would make almost sense. Like, hey, you're ignoring me, I'll just take over the thing that you're focusing on, then I'll be the thing.
And something that's been literally holding malice, despair, and everything for thousands of years. So strong that you had to have, like, even Zodiark couldn't hold it back for long.
Right, so that's a dead end.
It is.
Yeah, I guess.
Gotta cut through the place where the old grapes have been fixed? Question mark?
Hold on, there's something I
The
must...
blocky grapes look better now.
There is something I must very quickly do.
And that is? Yeah, I'm gonna miss the old grapes too. They were such a meme, and now they're gone. No.
That and the blurry rock.
That one was actually just straight up a technical mistake. The smooth rock. I was there for that one.
Both will lead to hell, and both will mourn. But yeah, so assuming the final trial is the Meteor Hive Mind in whatever form that takes, whether it's just itself or Xenos or whatever, leaves trial number 2.
Yep.
Oh, then. Well, we're gonna have to go to the Ethereal Sea to talk to Hyland, aren't we?
Well, at least
that is our current objective.
Guess who died to sort the final days, and his soul is currently in the Ethereal Sea, aka the live stream.
I'm going to reap it. I'm going to reap it.
Maybe we'll meet Fendaniel again, and he won't be so keen on us coming close to stopping his plans.
Alright, disabling text auto advance because cutscene ain't voiced.
We get to kill an Ascian one last time.
We are to wait here while our father arranges for us to use the next lift. Here, being Logisticon Alpha, where the atmospheric conditions of Labyrinthos are regulated. Water is drawn from underground and dispersed as vapor, stimulating the formation of artificial clouds and rain. By manipulating the temperature and air circulation, they're able to create the ideal environment for the growth and preservation of the biological samples kept here.
Hold on. How do you know so much about it?
Why, Father brought me here as a child.
What? And left me behind?
Actually, you're the one who left me behind when you ran off somewhere with Grandfather. The night before, I'd been asking Father how clouds are made, so he decided to show me. It was fascinating. I peppered him with questions the entire time. 'Tis all too easy to take for granted the many interweaving aspects of the natural world, to grow inured to the wondrous. But having gained an understanding of the complex mechanisms employed by the Loporits in recreating a similar environment, I have come to view such processes in a new light. The subterranean gardens of Labyrinthos, the lunar prison forged to contain the ancient Zodiac, the habitations built for all mankind neath the moon's surface, each unique, yet undeniably similar. 'Tis no mere coincidence. Ever since Hydaelyn unfolded to us the grim fate that awaits Atheras, every essential resource we could spare has been delivered to Labyrinthos in preparation for the great exodus. But that is not all. It is also a testing ground for the technologies that will allow us to settle on distant stars. Though the Loporits have endeavored to make the moon habitable, that is not our final destination. Mankind must learn to propagate life where there is none, to thrive where all is barren.
One flaw I just thought of in the whole escape and settle other worlds thing is that if Messian ever, or Metea ever find where we settled, they can just destroy that place too.
You see, that's just the thing, that Meteon can literally find us wherever we go, so...
The thing is, it might take a very, very long time for her to notice that we've traveled.
Still, it's almost a delay of the inevitable rather than solving the
problem. It is a delay, yeah. But it would be a delay that would give us more time to come up with a more permanent solution, at any rate.
Alas, time is not on our side. I've arranged for you all to enter the central circuit. It is there that most of our preparations for the great exodus are carried out, the construction of the Ark among them. Though our plans have been made public, access remains highly restricted. You, however, will not be subject to said restrictions and will have free rein to come and go as you please. Such was the will of the Forum. We will prove ourselves worthy of their trust. Your trust. Then let us proceed.
Can you just be a dad for a goddamn second?
I understand his reasonings, but god damn it, this guy is giving me a headache.
He is very stubborn. Must run in the family.
By decree of the Forum, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn are permitted to enter the Central Circuit.
I guess we know where Ali's gonna get to.
Alizé is much more overtly emotional. This guy bottled up his emotions and puts it in a chest, covers that chest in cement, and then puts it into the deepest ocean he can find.
He's like pre-Crystal Braves Alpha now. Almost.
See, Alphino, this is the man you could have become if you hadn't had some sense slapped into you.
If you hadn't been the victim of horrible tragedy.
The Ether Burner is being constructed not far from here. Overseeing the work is Kokoldankel, after whom the forge is named. Once the necessary introductions have been made, I shall leave you with him to discuss the particulars. This way.
Now we can finally
have you done all the job quests and everything?
The job quests?
Huh?
The
role quests.
The role quests.
Hold on a second, I need to...
What about them?
Busy on Discord.
I'm just wondering if Tom's done them. He's at level 90.
Nope.
You can do them whenever, yeah.
I haven't done them yet. I've been doing things as a Vela. I've nearly got Dark Knight to level 70.
Smoky.
How far in the story are you?
I'm currently at the very beginning of Stormblood patch content. I've progressed much in there because I've been doing a bunch of side shit.
Oh, have you fought Shinryu?
Yeah.
How was it?
Took us 2 times because the first time I threw it, neither of the healers had ever encountered an active time maneuver before. So when we got to the second phase, they were corpses.
Whoops! And you didn't have a red mage to do the red mage thing, did you?
The chat
Did you have a summoner?
No, they did not have a res mage.
We had no one to res them, so the chat just immediately just resigned ourselves to our fates.
Just jump off a ledge.
We fought on for a little while longer, but eventually got to that last couple of people who then lead themselves to oblivion. The second time, one of them still died. The second one made it through.
Alright. There's a cutscene in his voice, and I like this a lot.
No, been there, done that. Damn near lost me eyebrows.
Damn near lost me eyebrows.
Think, Coco, think! We'd be well on our way to paradise. Visionaries patting themselves on the backs for their grand accomplishments if you'd only think!
I like his voice.
Yes.
Yeah, he's great.
That does sound rather lovely.
Yeah! I mean, Master Force, you know, what a pleasant surprise. We're not blasting off already, are we?
The schedule remains unchanged, for better or worse.
Now what
do auto
Which is why the Forum has elected to accept assistance in resolving the ether burner conundrum.
Not seen you lot down here before.
There are Archons among their number, but engineering is not their expertise. Nevertheless, the Forum concedes the slim possibility that they may have insights to offer. If not, you are at liberty to return them to the surface, by whatever means you see fit.
I assure you that won't be necessary. Now, about your troubles with the ether burner.
Aye, I'll walk you through it. Suppose I could do with a change of pace. As the name ought to tell you, the ether burner burns ether, ambient or otherwise, and transforms it into motive force. Think of it like a giant bomb that never stops exploding.
Now she would love it.
Even out in that black void where the ether's right sparse, it's strong enough to move our arc. And it probably won't kill you like an actual bomb. But it ain't perfect. According to my calculations, to travel to the moon and back fast enough for the Forum's liking, the conversion rate needs to be 6% more efficient.
A whopping 6%.
A measly 6%, you say? But if I could have squeezed even another 0.6 out of it, don't you think I'd have built it that way in the first place?
Hast thou consulted with the Loperites?
Yes, they too are conducting their own research, for lack of a ready answer. The moon's propulsion systems are considerable, naturally, yet they are commensurately massive. It is no easy feat to convert their technology into an efficient means of propulsion for a teeny tiny toy boat, as they say, and as I most certainly do not.
Yes, exactly! Damn it all, I asked for refined adamantite and they send me uppity rabbits with inscrutable, ancient, incompatible technology! You're trying to drive me mad!
Do you speak of Allegan refined adamantite, perchance?
You know of it?
Only in the most general terms, I'm afraid. 'Twas an alloy of Allegan make, but the secrets of its production were closely guarded. As I recall, the record stated it was vital to Dalamud's construction and launch.
Aye, that's the stuff. No material more conductive far as I know. Slotting some in's like blowing up a dam and watching the river of ether come rushing through. Ain't a living soul that knows how to make it, though. We were fortunate enough to salvage some for the ether burner, just a wee bit, mind, from a chunk of Dalamud that came hurtling into the Northern Empty during the calamity. With more, well, That extra 6% efficiency would be child's play. It's a crying shame that we've no other sources.
Oh, what a shame we don't have any other shards.
Surely the many shards of Dalamud scattered throughout Eorzea would suffice. Why not get the refined adamantite from them?
Ozzy was reading your mind.
Oh, we tried, believe you me. But only a few specialised pieces would have had any in them to begin with. Drive calls from Ragnarok class internment hulks. Those are the prize bits we really need.
The Ragnarok?
According to
we
the
had a conversation about this earlier.
getting to them means delving deep into the shards. And the defences are still very operational and very eager to blow them up.
One of the raids was near a ship called the Ragnarok.
It's rough going in there, even for the Cream. Not sure they'd make it out alive.
Weren't we near that part of the Ragnarok when we went to destroy Bahamut?
What did we say?
Alice is reading my mind constantly today, isn't she?
I mean, it's kind of obvious to us. You want me to go and fetch the what's-its?
Mel Vandanas.
Yeah, what do we say? 1, 2, or 3?
Well, 3, absolutely not. I'm curious what the reaction to the White Ravens is. Also, what would the dialogue be if we hadn't done the Bahamut raids?
I have no idea.
I mean,
I'm kind of curious about the second one. What about you guys?
Shall we?
Yeah, let's go. I kind of like the first one, but let's go for the second one. It's fine.
White Raven's ghost. It haunts me.
Heavens, are you all right? Hell, as a...
White Raven's ghost.
Best put that battle from your mind for now. Deep breaths.
Right at the Warrior has a panic
That's
attack.
We have PTSD.
Vader and Thanatos in that fight when it was just two of us
There
against
are multiple
Mel
internment
Vandanas.
hulks in Eorzea alone, so handling this ourselves may not be the most efficient option.
Able to do everything just with us, then go
Rather,
to that fight and go our
if
asses
we could
kicked.
salvage adamantite from the shards simultaneously...
Go to the Mika for help.
Thancred, is the link shell we established before you went to Garlemald still active?
Of course. The floor is yours.
Back to Dalamud then, huh? Binding coils.
What's all this? Gathering firewood, so to speak. We alone can accomplish little, but joined by others, we may yet build a bonfire to carry us heaven's
Slip that
water.
in there.
This is Alphino. The Scions have need of you.
Contacting all the city-states.
All the friends we made.
Understood. I will contact the Lord Commander and dispatch our finest at once.
My sisters are somewhat preoccupied with the final days, so I will lead the 12-foot expedition myself.
Are you aware of any other sources of refined adamantite?
Logically, such an invaluable alloy would have been utilized solely where absolutely necessary, in components intended to conduct or collect surpassing amounts of ether.
But as is law,
Any extant instrumentation or devices would have likely found their way into the hands of etherologists or enthusiasts.
Magical artifacts of Allagan design? The Eastern Alliance will send word to one and all.
Serena!
Are there other ways we may offer aid? No shards of the Lesser Moon scar our soil, but our stake in this cause is no less for it.
Airdrop Sado somewhere she could blow things up.
Is there anything in Othard that might be of use to you?
What did you say? Oh, you got friends in far places, lad. Anyway, if you're offering, I wouldn't say no to one of those Far Eastern sacred relics. Some of them can hold enough ether to summon a whole damn primal. Combine a source like that with the ether burner, and free, 2, 1, kaboom!
Oh, we happen to know some Red Trojan who would miss a few.
I gather you heard his explosive enthusiasm. Might you secure us a suitable relic?
It shall be done. I know little of machines, but I promise we will do our utmost to gather the materials you need to finish your starship.
We like Serena.
I am glad for the work, in truth. Better to busy oneself than wait and fret over disasters foretold.
Then why are we all still standing about yapping? There's plunder for the taking. And I'm a born plunderer.
Sicko.
I'll be an old Charlian before you know it. Start mixing the grog.
Stop mixing the grog.
I'm certain that can be arranged. Thank you all, and do be careful.
Anything that stops a mutiny against the Admiral again.
Just like that.
Aye, just like that.
So we solved the
Our refined
forum
adamantite is on its way. Now let us consider our next steps, shall we?
Took like, what, 10
There's
minutes?
yet much to be done.
Because, guess what, Fortuno? We have friends.
Which Charlie doesn't have, given the fact that they've been the heads up their own asses for the last few centuries.
Yeah, their allies are like Razahan and a few others.
See, Fortuno? This is why you have friends. You walk away.
He's gone off to sulk in the corner.
He's leaving us to our work like he said he would. Now then.
So we're gonna have to go into a piece of Dalamu?
No, other people are doing that.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Other shit.
It's times like these we're reminded of how famous, or infamous, Alphino has become. Would have thought it could achieve so much with a single link pearl conversation. As we're expecting rather a lot of visitors in the near future, I'd best return to the service and inform the relevant parties. I also have a contact of my own that might be worth a try.
Oh? And who might that be?
That's for me to know and you to find out. And on that note, I'll leave matters here in your capable hands. Best of luck.
Nah.
Nah. Neat.
So how close are we to
name.
the dungeon?
Well, the next dungeon is level 89, so...
Meanwhile, in Uldar.
I would say the
What's
Legion of
going on
Doom,
in
but
Uldar?
it kind of got set on fire and collapsed, so...
Series of voice
Pippin.
cutscenes going on now.
Just a Pippin! I see an animal. Not poison.
Our
And a
course of
Papashan.
action is clear. We must harvest refined adamantite from the shards of Dalamud and procure arcane relics of Allagan make.
Do you remember when she was dead?
Summon the best and brightest of our immortal flames
Lorito.
and form an expeditionary
I like
party
how the
at once.
Dalamud themes are playing right
Call
now.
upon the Salt and Sworn and Brass Blades for support as you must. Papashan, send word to the guilds. We will require the expertise of master artisans if we are to have any hope of identifying and recovering these elusive materials. Viergeist, we have need of your stone torches. They are to assist the immortal flames in scouring the ruins and to help secure the surrounding areas. I trust I can count on your support.
The stone torches are like
As commander of the Stone Torches, my son Zimberk will personally see it done.
Pippin, I would have you lead the raiding party. Assemble your finest, and with Chizona's blade, clear the way. Lord Lolorito, I pray you take charge of the search for Allagan relics. Surely you know of some being traded on open or clandestine markets, or sleeping in collectors' vaults. Of course, I ask not that you do this out of the kindness of your heart. By all means, profit on the transactions. I wish you the joy of it. The final days descend upon our world. If circumstances are truly as dire as they say, Uldar's best efforts may be for naught. And yet, when we Eorzeans rose from the ashes to rebuild our broken realm, Did we not learn one simple truth? That which seems all but impossible to overcome alone may yet be possible if we stand together. It was the Scions who united us then, and it is the Scions who call upon us now. Uldar will answer that call. We will summon our courage and join the fight for our world's future. You know your duties. I, Nanamo Ulnamo, 17th in the line of Ul, bid you good luck and Godspeed.
Hey, it's my guild leader.
We fielded a goodly number, but our ranks are heavy with healers, and an abundance of restorative magics will be of little help in destroying Dalaman's defenses. Still, it has ever been thus with Gridania. We must steel ourselves for a protracted engagement.
In that case, might I suggest taking us along?
Release.
Commander Hext, what are you doing here?
None of the shards in Girabania are big enough to hold an internment hulk. So we said to ourselves, why not lend our neighbours a hand?
She's leasing out
we thought
her
you might be
forces.
short on people with a talent for breaking things.
While it pains me to admit it, you are right. Our deficiency so plain to see.
It might have been a lifetime ago, but I was once one of the Scions assigned to the Shroud. I know this forest well. I know your people. And I know we will be stronger if we fight this fight together.
Then I will impose upon you with a clear conscience. Come, let us speak of how to integrate our forces.
Ooh, Papa Limo proud.
I kind of forgot that she was with the 12 Wood.
Yeah, I mean, if you start in Redania, she's the first son you meet alongside Papa Limo.
I won't let it all be for nothing. I promise you, Papalimo.
See, now even Lisa's reading your mind, Tom. You're too easy to read, Tom.
Oh, maybe I'm reading the game.
There you are. We've no time to waste, brother. Everyone is already...
Ah. You guys are really pulling ahead of me here. Yes, you're having much shorter load times.
Am I hearing a vocal of answers right now?
Yeah.
I've been hearing it the entire time in varying forms.
Yeah, the Binding Coils of Bahamut, they all had the answers motif in them.
Ah, Horsefont.
That was a roar. A dragon's roar.
Dreisvelga, maybe? I see one up there. dragons are coming.
And so, in summation, the Eastern Alliance, as well as the Honourable Lord Lolorito himself, reached out to me for assistance in procuring these treasures of the divine, and I, in turn, do beseech the Confederacy for aid.
Are we going to see the turtle people?
Soroban, maybe. Yeah, there he is, Soroban.
Hmm? Is that...
Hancock?
He's the turtle with the smaller turtle inside of him.
Hancock? What a surprise this is. And a fortuitous one at that. I have a favor to ask, you see.
Hey. Isn't that one of the four lords?
Sauron! Wait, that's Seiryu.
Yeah, one of the four lords.
So if you don't do the four lords, does he show up?
I imagine Soroban will, but she might not. I think it pays the fact that we've done all these side content.
Pretty sure Seiryu is a he.
Yeah, Seiryu is a dude.
He, whatever.
The only female is
the one that loved the old
Zaku.
Right? Yeah.
Zaku.
The horny
Zaku,
one.
yeah.
The horny one.
The horny one.
Alright, Alpha now.
Though our friends are searching for refined adamantite and sacred relics, we will only know if they meet your requirements once they have arrived. In the meantime, is there aught else we might do to be of service? Ha! You've already done more than enough! I had to say, though, I could use someone who knows a thing or two about elegant technology. You there, that out with the red eyes and matching hair. You seem to know more than the average scholar.
I mean the heir to the entire Allagan Empire, right?
Ha! If only Master Corkle knew how right he was. While he and Graha established a rapport, why don't we help with preparations for the Great Exodus? Indeed, this would mean going above and beyond the terms of our arrangement, but I propose this not to curry favor. As confident as I am that we will succeed, we must be ready for every eventuality. This would also be an opportunity to familiarize ourselves with the logistics of traversing the Great Expanse. And, if nothing else, it beats twiddling our thumbs while we wait for the adamantite. Well, ain't you a bunch of helpful buggers? You ever mind the land a hand? I know where you ought to go. Charlene Hamlet is lousy with researchers and scholarly types busying themselves with preparing for the Exodus. Pah! They'll need all the help they can get. Well then, off we go.
I don't like this new armor piece. It looks stupid.
Uber's here.
I will wait until we actually need it to put it on so I can glamour it.
So at the end of the day. Okay, new X8.
We're going to be hearing this music for a while, by the way.
Right
We've
now.
hit the giant Talos and Calusia equivalent, so this theme is just going to play on loop.
I mean,
for
right
this
now
entire-
I'm listening to Chocobo theme.
Oh, well.
Hey, I'm bored. When do we get to kill something?
We're going to be traveling to the ends of the universe to kill something. I think you'll be fine.
Oh, you mean so we're killing Meteon?
Well, we're going to kill a great lot of Meteor. I'm hoping to save Meteon. Yeah.
Gonna kill all but one of them. Gonna save the one we knew, though. Hopefully. Maybe.
I
don't know.
hope. She
That would
tried
be
very,
very
hard
nice.
to resist her sister's influence, and it hurt her, and then she succumbed, and it was... I didn't like it.
It was very upsetting to watch. You know, when I first laid eyes on Meteon, I thought she was just going to be a minor character. Just there to be cute and be a mascot in that part of the game.
She is
and I want...
probably the most significant character we've only just met in the entire fucking story.
Yeah, so I'm going to skip Alizé for now and go straight for the Aetheryte.
Yep, makes sense.
Yeah, and my first instinct on seeing her and realizing how cute she was is, I want to incorporate her into Eno somehow. A design that adorable must needs be used. And then I realized she's the literal destroyer of all life in the universe, and I'm like, well, fuck, I can't really do that, now can I?
Maybe we can use her for something else. Maybe she can be... Maybe she could be something we meet in campaign 2.
And that's where I would have to bring someone like that in anyway. But when I bring something in from another part of the franchise, I try to have it at least be somewhat faithful to the source material.
You can just have a version of Meteor in that is just happy and gets cuddles, and you know it doesn't get completely mind screwed by her sister's hive mind.
So what about the guy that you attempted to make freaking Sephiroth?
I mean, in that case, he has literal Sephiroth as his inspiration, so...
Yeah, and sort of influence.
It may not be Sephiroth himself, but the guy definitely took all of the notes from Sephiroth, so...
I mean, between everything that's happened to him, he's all but a Sephiroth clone by the end of it. One of those.
He's something funky.
He's something funky. Like, I almost see him as an extension of Sephiroth's will and our staff.
Anyway.
That way.
Right.
From what I can tell, a lot of people actually live down here. I don't know how much help we can offer, but I dare say they'll benefit from some of that fresh inspiration Scarlet Montague mentioned. 1 second.
Bless you. Bless you again.
Oh.
You got another one in you?
No. Let's start by asking around, ideally without getting in anyone's way.
Alizé down, medic!
Alfie?
Let's meet by the Aetheryte once our work is done. Yes. Ow. My throat is unimaginably suffocating.
And that's how the Warrior of Light turned into one of the Final Days creatures. It wasn't by despair, or horror, or anything else. Suffering via sneeze. Now it's in Final Fantasy 15 music.
Alright, this is a lady.
Oh, hello? Are you one of the new helpers?
Aye.
Working on the Aether Burner? Oh dear. I hear things have come to a standstill on that front. Even so, I'd choose that over my current duties. Checking and loading samples day in, day out. It's tiring, thankless work. Still, no one will be cross if I misplace a few legumes or what have you. Form's got enough on that plate as it is, what with deciding who goes to board the Ark and whatnot. Powerful people have opinions about that. My heart goes out to Master Fortuno and the others. Hardly get a moment's rest, I suspect. Do they even have time to sleep?
Probably not, honestly.
A loss.
Yes.
I nearly killed Rathalos. Or a Rathalos.
Oh, so you did fight Rathalos?
I did the quest line, yeah.
The regular one, right?
Yep, I hadn't done the extreme version. I fought the normal version, then cut it up.
How did you like it?
There was a weird little thing with me, and it was distressing.
Helping with the Ark? Even with all the power Master Coco's managed to squeeze out of the Aether Burner, it's still not enough, apparently. Now I hear the final days have arrived. Horrible creatures running rampant all over. If only we'd begun the exodus sooner. People are dying, and there'll be no end to it if we don't fulfill our duties. But we will. We've spent years preparing for this moment. Believe in the plan, and all will be well.
Yeah, there was a cat thing there that was constantly making cat puns.
Yeah, that's
You destroyed the monster.
Yeah, that's a Palico. Monster Hunter's really infamous for that. Sorry.
They're very good cooks, though. I've watched the cutscenes.
Oh, yes. Very good. Very helpful kitties.
Offering to help? That's very kind, but I should be able to organize the rest of the documents by myself. It's mostly lists of things we'll need once we arrive on the moon, and then whichever star we choose is our new home. My duties largely concern the maintenance of living conditions, so I'll be a lot busier after we depart. I hear that our lunar collaborators have come down to assist in our efforts. I'm looking forward to finally meeting them in person after having communicated with them in such a limited capacity thus far.
Brace thyself.
To be perfectly honest, I've not even the slightest idea what they look like. I do hope they're not enormous looming giants. Why, I would much prefer something small and fluffy, like the beheaded rabbit that ran by.
Probably not.
Yeah, about that.
You've met them. Congrats.
Search for the beheaded rabbit.
I don't want to talk to a rabbit.
Well, tough.
Rathy can eat it.
No, we need the rabbits. We need them to fly the ship.
Well, what could anybody say to become the pudding?
Fancy meeting you here! Our friends in the forum brought us to see their teeny tiny toy boat, which was quite impressive considering they didn't use any creation magics. What we're really interested in is Aetheris itself, though we now find ourselves in a sort of funny underground miniaturized version of it.
At least they're excited.
We were hoping the forum would give us a guided tour, but it appears they're rather preoccupied. Honestly, all that time to prepare and they're still not ready. I suppose we'll just have to show ourselves around. Or at least that's what we were planning to do until we chanced upon Oriange and your good self. Since you're both dawdling about, engaging in idle chit-chat, perhaps you could show us a few points of interest. Won't that be fun?
Orange, help us.
Save us.
A tour of Labyrinthos. An unexpected yet prudent suggestion. Given the similarities betwixt this artificial environment and a Bestways burrow, 'twould be in our best interest to have the Loporits acquaint themselves with those conditions deemed optimal by their Charlian collaborators.
That way they can fix their fucking forest.
I fear, however, that...
These arrows are a twitch.
I fear, however, that continued reliance upon my limited knowledge would risk narrowing rather than broadening their perspectives. Mayhap thou art better suited to lead this venture.
I'm not gonna do Singing Way's voice. What a marvelous idea. Might we begin with that great big what's-it over yonder?
Ah, yes, the what's-it. I shall leave its explanation to you.
Oriange, you coward, get back here!
Also, what is this? Free company standing with the Order of the Twin Adder has increased to
I still got
ally. What does that mean?
Something to do with our free company.
Oh! Oh! Look at this top.
What?
I like this.
Oh, it looks good on you. It looks stupid on me. Nah, show us.
Alright, I'll have a look. See, I need to open up.
Kind of want to dye mine, but...
Can't dye it?
I can, I just don't have the colors I want.
Which one's the new
What colors do you need?
I would like to dye it the purest white. But you don't have that.
I may have one. Here, hold on.
If you have Snow White,
you know, it's a shame Kyra's not here because I know I have a shit ton of it with Kyra.
try dyeing your top blue. See how it looks there, Tom.
do I have any blue on me? That's the question.
I got Snow White. How about that?
That's what I would like.
Okay, hold on. Trade.
All right, and you can have some loaf in exchange.
Fair enough.
Does anyone have any sea fog blue dye? I'm out.
Abyssal blue.
I do not.
Blue,
Any
sky blue, royal blue. I got sky blue.
It is. This is royal blue. Which one's that?
Yeah, I got royal blue and sky blue and woad blue.
Try sky blue. Try sky blue.
I also have abyssal blue if you want that.
Which one's abyssal? That's a bit too dark thing.
Alright, trade.
That's more purple.
Sky blue?
Yep.
And you know what? Fuck it, just take the royal blue while you're at it.
Have a penny.
Have a gill for your trouble.
I love how I'm just the guy who just has to randomly just has all these dyes for you to try.
I mean, I used to have these guys, but then I ran out.
Oh, damn, this thing gives Mika an hourglass figure. Holy shit.
God, where is what am I talking about? Yeah.
I'd say if Nee wasn't here right now, Thanatos would be staring.
Nee is already staring.
It's very blue. Although the back just doesn't seem very Nee.
This is more Nee on their date, I think.
Yeah, this is our date
I mean,
attire.
look, jiggle physics is happening.
Boobs!
Thanatos is absolutely not staring.
Of course not.
Yeah, I do like these. I do like this. I'll go stuff it in a glamour dresser a little later.
Anyway. Are you doing the rabbit things?
It's a shame.
We're gonna go talk to Singing Way, whose voice I shall not do.
It's a shame that mine looks so stupid.
Goodness me! To build something so large without creation magics is positively stupendous. My controller stopped working. There we go. Perhaps you could direct our attention to its most important features.
Sure, while you're humming in the background.
So first things first, you see that central pillar there?
Yeah.
Zoom in.
Metallic tube.
There's an adventurous ambystoma.
What?
Just running along the ridge.
Wow.
One of Hermes' creations is there.
I don't see
Wait,
it.
what?
What are you talking about?
What the hell are you on about?
On the building. There was like a central pillar. Stone pillar, not the metal one.
Ah, stone pillar.
Yeah, if you zoom in on that, near that window there, you can see the adventurous ambystoma scuttling around going...
I clicked on it.
What the fuck?
Especially lonely one that.
You know what? I'll click it, see what happens.
It would appear that the concept you observed at another time, another place, was approved for life in the wider world. Somehow. Vela has a bloody minion of those.
Alright. Metallic 2.
Tanks. I clicked on the tanks.
The tanks.
Oops.
What?
Your tank's on the top of the building.
Let's see. It's a little hard to see from here, but is that a golden pipe connected to the top of those tanks? I can see through that window another pipe at the bottom. Ah, this must be for purifying water drawn up from below.
Metallic 2.
Yep, I found it. Metallic 2. Is that water I hear inside that great big tube? Must be because of those cogs and that gigantic wheel at the top. Oh, I see. That's how they draw up the water. There's probably some sort of spiral-shaped mechanism inside it, too.
Probably. I don't fucking know how this shit works.
Mushroom.
Mushroom-like thing. Looks like the trees in Greatest Endsvale. Fuck your trees. Hold on. It's a bit of a strange shape. It's thin at the bottom, but big and round at the top. Quite tall for something so unbalanced, too. Now it makes sense. It's where they store the water. It's a water silo. Well, if I were to hazard a guess, water drawn from underground, presumably with some other mechanism, is purified here and stored in that tower thing before being distributed elsewhere. Yep, that's about it. I'm right, aren't I? I knew it! A design brilliant in its simplicity. I dare say it would take only a moment to install it even the harshest of environments. For us Loprits, that is.
Indeed. Securing a reliable source of water is of the utmost importance for any fledgling settlement.
We have read, however, that peoples of Aethera sometimes make their homes in arid deserts and such. How are they able to survive? I vote top one, since Thanalin's a more typical desert. Built near an oasis. So wherever you choose to live, you're never far from water.
Oh dear. I worry we won't be able to procure the necessary amount. We can provide enough water to keep them from drying out completely, but it would appear they rely on it far more than we'd anticipated.
A few adjustments may be in order, once we've calculated the average rate of consumption per individual. It may also be worth learning more about how exactly they obtain their water in the first place.
Master Alphino spoke of the machinery responsible for that feat during our journey through Logisticon Alpha, did he not? Mayhap the Loporits will share his appreciation for the engineering marvel.
Oh yes, that sounds absolutely splendid.
We must journey beyond the sanctuary of Charlie and Hamlet. I shall lead the way.
You mean we'll have to brave the untamed wilderness? A valid concern indeed. We cannot help but notice the many dangerous-looking creatures with big, nasty teeth lurking beyond the safe confines of this settlement. Were we not escorted here by burly custodians, I dread to think what would have become of us.
And right as they're saying that, I got, you sense the presence of a powerful mark.
Same here.
Regrettably, to many a hungry predator with the aforementioned big, nasty teeth, Loporits may appear to be a potential and rather appetizing source of sustenance.
You hear that, Loporits? Y'all are snacks.
Might I impose upon thee to assist in securing safe passage to Logisticon Alpha? For my part, I shall act as escort to Living Way and Cooking Way. I entrust Singing Way and Growing Way to thy care.
Okay, sure. If we're just killing time waiting for the shit we need to get here, seems as fine a way as any.
More valiant protector they could never wish for. Godspeed.
Can we trade Singing Way?
How's Pudding Way gone to?
He's eating pudding,
Define
probably.
pudding.
If it's all the same to you, I'd rather not be eaten by some horrid beastie. Come along, Growing Way! To the water extraction, what's it? I love the sudden use of the word what's it.
I will try very hard not to get them eaten.
Good gods, we're going to die.
It's like Spider-Man jumping into a room only to face plant on the ground.
I'm going to die!
Yeah, after we finish this class, that's probably gonna be it for tonight.
Gotcha.
Okay.
That was a close-up of my peacock's ass and didn't want to do that.
I thought she was into elves, not birds.
She adopts the birds, she bones the elves.
Okay, I am lagging because I'm still running.
Yeah, I see that.
There I am.
What is one of those? This is from the movie.
Yeah, I am lagging like shit.
Yeah, a lot of animation lag all of a sudden, but my inputs are still going through just fine.
It might be that raid group over there. After the powerful mark, there's a fuck ton of people who just showed up.
Oh. Yes, that very well may be them.
Yeah.
What's all about doing?
They're getting ready to fight a big thing.
There are crowd noises playing.
Yeah, they're about to fight that big thing over there.
Level 98.
Do we want to get involved in it just for the shits and giggles or keep going?
Well, if we were going to finish it here, we might as well.
Okay, sure. Yeah, okay.
Finish off the day with this, then continue on tomorrow.
Also,
there's so many players here.
Jesus Christ. And we get disconnected.
What?
Says you're disconnected.
I'm not.
Says it is.
Oh, that doesn't mean disconnected necessarily. That just means connection issues. Are you currently standing still?
No, I'm kind of running in circles.
Oh dear. Oh, now you're moving. There you go. You're back. Oh dear. So many. Oh, it started. Kill it!
So much lag.
I think it's just the noises of all the attacks are just overlapping, glitching. There's so many of them.
I can't even hear them.
Ow! I just got ready for finale. Come on.
I'm stunned because I got hit by the sneeze.
Oh my.
I'm running in place.
And I've got my new attack, Radiant Finale, for the first time. I want to try it out.
Come on. Enough with the stun. Let me up.
Alright, so I go through all my shots. Each one I do in order makes Radiant Finale more powerful. Using the healing.
Just gonna do its sneeze thing in a second. And it's dead.
And we got new toast turns for the first time.
Any?
I did. I got a few. So let's see.
What type?
I got 8 elegant toasters of aphorism and
Aphorism, yeah.
3 of astronomy.
I didn't get any. Probably because I'm not level 90.
Probably.
Right, so let's just hang out in your drawing way here and call it there.